Were you part of the meeting when before the Pay Dues Festival happened? I remember he brought us, me and a group of other rappers.
In the park in Chicago?
I don't remember, but he had a talk with us. Like, I heard, I think some of you don't get along with one another, or you got beef, and I just want us to all squash it right here. And I think he thought it was between me and Cage.
Uh,
I really don't know. I got that feeling. I was like, I don't have beef with anybody here. Like, I'm actually very. I if I knew them, I was cool with them. But if I didn't know them, we all got along super well on that tour. Um, and that was, yeah. But I like Murs thinks about stuff like that. I'm not sure I would have ever thought about doing something like that if I had put together a group of random artists from different territories and put them on buses together. That
I mean, that comes from, growing up in a gang
Yeah,
environment. You know what I mean? Where like if you get, that yeah, there's definitely a possibility for tensions and things like that. Or it's almost inevitable. Like when you get different teams of people, even if it's a friendly competition, like there's gonna be some tension between people. So you have to bring them together in the moment and really communicate to everybody. Like this is about something bigger than our individual tensions and things. Yeah, I remember that. The first show of that tour was it's interesting because like they were all these big dope outdoor shows. Minneapolis and Chicago were two of the biggest cities for underground rap, and those were both indoors. Chicago was Abbey Pub, like that was the first show of that tour, and yeah, we
mm,
met outdoors before the tour at this like, yeah, it's like in a park or something like that. It definitely felt like
yeah.
the, and I remember saying like, man, this is like the Warriors movie. You know what I mean? Like, man, let's squash our beef, man.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it was smart to do. I think he overthought it. Like actual any of us really hated one another, and I don't think it was like that with us. Oh man, that tour, dude, I got arrested on that tour. I got
Hmm.
arrested in Santa Fe. I don't know if we talked about that, but it's one of the most frightening events of my life. I really thought I was going to get killed. I had like 5 cops literally with their red laser mark on my chest.
Yeah, so you went to like we were staying at it was a chain hotel and
Days
you
in, days in in
okay.
Santa Fe. Okay, so we wake up in the morning on the bus in Santa Fe, and we have a day room at the hotel. So a day room is just like, so you can go take your shower. Like several people can use it,
Yeah, it's
and
like 4 hotel rooms for 30 people to just go in
yeah.
and take shift showers and yeah.
So whoever was in charge of that venue we were playing, his daughter offered to take me to the hotel once I woke up. So it wasn't like a bus shuttle for other people had that other people had. She took me herself to a Days Inn Express, which was not the Days Inn. She gave me the card for the room. I walk up to the room, the door is ajar, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's ajar because other people are going in and out.
Right.
And I just went up there. I plopped down on the bed and I broke out my laptop and I started doing emails. Uh, the 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 maid, or the housekeeper comes in, and she doesn't speak English. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good. You don't need to do anything in here." It's like, "Don't worry. I'm just gonna take a shower and then I'm leaving." It looks like I was a homeless guy or something, just using this room that was because the door was open and I'm gonna use the shower and then get out. So I'm sure she communicated that to the manager. He calls the room. I pick up. I'm like, "Hello." He's like, "What are you doing in that room?" I was like, "This is our room. This is our day room." So I'm trying to explain it to him like he doesn't understand. And he is like, "Whoever was in this room already checked out and you're just squatting in our space." So blah blah blah, lots of confusion. And he's like, he said, like, "I'm gonna call the police." I'm like, "All right." I was like, "Well," and I don't know if I figured out I was at the wrong spot or what. I don't know, but I had my key. I had the room number on it. And I went to get out of the room, and the manager blocked the door so I couldn't leave. And I hear him on the phone talking to the cops. He's like, he's a bald guy with a beard. He has a black shirt and camouflage pants. So I took a big breath. I sat down in a chair and I just waited for the cops to come in. I tried to just be as calm as possible, even though my heart's beating out of my chest. And I do my best to explain them, but they're like, "Get on the floor, get on the floor." They got their tasers out, and me with a wild story that they knew they wouldn't believe. I'm like, "Listen, I know I look like a militia man, but I'm a rapper. You know, like that in itself would have made them like, get the fuck out of here. You're crazy. You're going to the mental institution now.
Hmm.
I couldn't talk, I couldn't prove anything because you guys were all in this underground Coliseum thing, like not a Coliseum, what do you call it? Whatever the case, it was underground and phone signals didn't work. And I'm trying
Yes.
like hell to get Jaybird on the phone to explain what's going on and why I was in the wrong hotel and blah blah blah. But yeah, lots of funny and weird stuff like that happened on that tour.
So crazy. Yeah, man, that tour was really like that. That tour was really like that. We had a so my version of that was that my 30th birthday was during that tour. And we were in New York that night or the night before it. And so Merce was like, yeah, he came to me or somebody came to me and said, Merce is, getting you a flight home because we're going to Minneapolis and we had 2 shows at First Ave. So I get the flight, go home. And somebody had hit us up to shoot a pilot with me to see about making me, somebody on reality TV. They wanted to do a reality TV show based on me. So the first show of the 2, it was my 30th birthday. I wore a mic. There was a camera crew and everything. And so I'm coming around like you and Mr. Liff and like all these people, but there's a mic clearly on me and there's a camera. And so people are like looking and like, what is this? It was so strange. Like I felt like an undercover cop or something. And I'm trying to talk to people like normal, but I didn't get a chance to like announce it to people or anything. Like I kind of didn't really realize it was happening. And so the next day or the next morning, I told Sadiq like, man, I know this is probably a great opportunity. I'm probably messing it up, but I'd rather actually live my life than have a camera crew follow me around. Like I couldn't, like they didn't get anything. It was whack. Like just
Yeah.
tell them thank you, but no thanks. And so the second day they didn't come. We're at the show. We get a phone call or we get a message. Somebody messaged BK. You got to go to the hospital. Your wife's in the hospital. We
Yeah.
rush over there. And it turns
Yeah.
out that the bridge had collapsed in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And Brennan's wife, Julie, was in a school bus full of kids,
Yep.
ended up saving a bunch of their lives. They're like on a bridge, with the
Yep.
school bus hanging off the side of the bridge. So, this whole thing, like we rush to the hospital, his wife is there, that she's got glass in her body and all this kind of stuff. And then my wife shows up and we're waiting to see what's going on with our friend. And she says, look in my purse. I'm like, what are you talking about? Just look in my purse. So I look in the purse and it's a pregnancy test that she's pregnant with our now 16-year-old.
Ooh.
And this is a day after my 30th birthday. So I'm like, man, if they would have been following me on this day,
Oh, yeah,
people
that's
wouldn't
a
even
story.
believe that this was real. Like I might have been a reality TV star. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.